If you love your metal art, you're going to love this. 16 gauge steel, sizes from 8 inches way up to 48 inches. Massive profits of up to and over $200 per sale. This is huge. And one of the most exciting things with it is it's not only shipping to Europe, it also ships to Canada. When I first started selling print-on-demand metal art, I was able to do over $63,000 in the first 4 weeks, and I've helped others be able to do over $72,000 in their first week. When you see opportunities like this, you have to jump onto it. When personalized metal art came to the market, million-dollar businesses were created almost overnight. In this video, I'm going to share with you the tips and tricks I've picked up over the last few years of selling print-on-demand metal art. I will share with you my best-selling products. If you stick around, you're going to learn who the supplier is that's shipping to Europe and Canada. Let's go. Now, you may be wondering, what is print-on-demand metal art? Well, it's this stuff. It is laser cut from a massive sheet of metal in a factory before it gets powder coated and sent to our customers. This particular piece is 18 gauge, and there's varying sizes and gauges of metal. The ones we have access to with print on demand is 14 gauge, which is this stuff over here. We've got 16 gauge, which is with the supplier that I'm about to share with you. And you've got 18 gauge, which is this one right here. I love anything that's 14 or 16 gauge steel because it is thicker, less likely to be broken in shipping, and it's just a better quality product. And with better quality products, customers rave about it. I just quickly wanted to show you the different gauges that we've got available to us with print-on-demand metal art. We've got 18 gauge, which is what we've got access to with T-Launch. Then we've got 16 gauge, which we have access to from Brad from My Easy Monogram, and also from the supplier that's shipping to Europe and Canada. And then the 14 gauge you can get from Print Doors. To give you an idea of what 14 gauge is, now I'm trying to bend that. There's no way I could from that. It is really thick, it's sturdy. This stuff's top quality too. I really love what Print Doors are doing with that print on metal. I think it's a sick product as well. So once you finish selling in Europe, get on to these guys because they ship all over the world as well. I guess because they're shipping worldwide, they're effectively a European supplier as well. This is the stuff that I teach you inside the PODHacks Accelerator. It is my coaching program for print on demand, and inside I'm giving you the step-by-step roadmap to creating a $5,000 to $10,000 plus per month print on demand business in as little time as possible. You'll be working with me directly, and I'm helping you to build, grow, and scale your print on demand business so that you can spend more time with your family and friends and ultimately doing what you want to be doing. If that sounds good to you, make sure you click the first link in the description below. Watch the free training. If it sounds good to you, make sure you book a call with my team and I because I'd love to see you over there. Let's get back to it. Metal art is a super trendy sort of product too. So if you have a look over on Etsy, we can see by searching for metal art that it has a tag, this popular now tag on so many of the different products. And if we open into that, we can see that it's selling and selling well. So 14 sold in the last 24 hours, 18 sold, 2 sold, 26 sold. And that brings me to my point. The product that you want to test over in Europe and through Canada are these monograms. These things are the reason that those companies, those metal art companies, blew up overnight. They are red hot sellers and they'll sell very well over there as well. The other thing with metal art, it is a statement piece. So you can create products for all sorts of different niches. When I did that $63,000 in a month, that was because I was focused on bikers, and you would have seen the art that I sold as well. It was based on a cake topper, and I'll show you exactly what that means. So firstly, the reason why it's such a statement piece, it is because it can be personalized. The way I got my inspiration was from cake toppers for bikers. I effectively saw a piece like this and I was like, wow, that's actually really cool. I think I could do something like that with this metal art. The first piece that I did try was a cross with a motorbike on it, and it just fell flat. Whereas when I tried something like this, that is when I started to really see those sales come in. And that's what I'd encourage you to do. When you're looking for metal art inspiration, come into Etsy, have a look at all the different cake toppers, search for your niche, so cake toppers for blah, and just keep looking. These things are fantastic. Now, this product right here was one of the main reasons I was able to do over $60,000 in those first few weeks. So just to break down why that was, and to help you be able to emulate my success, I want to point out some very important details here. So firstly, with metal art, every single piece on the product needs to connect. If not, it's going to drop off and it won't be included in the design. So this is a positive cut piece, meaning that the words are cut from the metal and it forms the design itself. And you can see with these support lines here, it all connects. The next thing was the motorbike. Because I was targeting bikers, I knew they loved their motorbike, and that was the reason why they were going to buy this piece. Well, one of the main ones. The kissing couple, That was to emulate the whole relationship, the anniversary, the fact that the couple is living this lifestyle. Then to ram home the personalization factor, I put in the last name and the anniversary date. This style can be applied to any and all the different niches that exist on Facebook. If you can think of one, chances are you could create a piece like this for that particular niche. Now, to explain further what I mean by the positive and negative cuts. So this one is a negative cut, meaning the text is cut from the piece of metal. So what happens in that case, you need to make sure that you're using a stencil font. And stencil fonts you can easily find within Canva just by typing stencil in here, and it'll bring up a bunch of different ones. If you don't use a stencil font, so if I just highlight that and I change that out and I just put something random in there like Roboto, go Roboto there. What happens here is that middle of the A there is not connected to the outside of the metal. The same with the D and the B's. It's going to end up being this weird font that just doesn't look right. So that's why we need to use the stencil fonts. And we can see down here with that stencil font, you've got those little supports in here that holds the center of the O's, the center of the B's, the D's, and all that kind of thing. It just finishes off that design and it makes it look much nicer on that finished product. You may be thinking to yourself, well, that's all well and great. I love the sound of metal art, but I just don't know how to design it. Good news, you don't have to design it. There are already pre-made designs out there that you can tweak and make your own very easily. So I'm just going to show you how to do that. Firstly, on Creative Fabrica, they make it super simple. So there's two main file types that we search for over here, and they're either going to be SVG or DXF. And the reason we search for those particular design files is not because we need them, it's because they're the closest to being cut ready for metal art already. So if I type in motorbike SVG, you'll see that what comes up are primarily silhouette-based designs. So you can see here, this one, what you're needing to note, again, is making sure that each piece is connected. So on this one here, the motocross, you can see that every single piece there is connected. Same with these ones over here. This one's closed, but it's got some in there that are still going to be floating and will drop out. This one's a good one. But that's all you're looking for, is you're looking for these files that you can download and add to your designs. And what I do, if I find a particular element that I love on one of these designs, say it's this mountain biker here, what I'll do is I'll bring it over into Canva and create the rest of the design here. So here's a couple of different designs that you can use for inspiration. So this one, the kissing couple with the motorbike, that was one of the best sellers. This one where you got the panels top and bottom, you can put a little bit more text on it as well. And then bring that mountain bike in the background instead of that motorbike. So you can effectively change up the design very, very simply. The biggest draw card of metal art being available in Europe now is because now that it's fulfilled from within Europe, you're not having to put up with the import duties and those fees that customers would typically have to pay. That means your conversion rate is going to go up and the price the customer pays goes down, as well as shipping times being much more beneficial. Another thing to note with selling in Europe, you will need to start collecting VAT. If you're based there, that process is so much easier. I've tried going through it myself and it's a pain in the backside, but that barrier to entry is actually an opportunity in itself as well. Along with the language barrier, if you know a different language and you have an idea of the markets that you're going into, you're gonna have a much bigger advantage than somebody else selling from outside Europe. Now, the supplier I'm talking about, and before I reveal it, if you've got any questions at all about print on demand, make sure you do ask below. I try to respond to everybody that does leave a comment, but the supplier you want to know, the reason why you're here at this particular point in the video is because the supplier that I'm going to give to you is going to give you that access in Europe. They are Zoncraft. Right now, they are shipping out of Turkey, which gives you a massive advantage of selling into Europe, cutting those shipping times and exploding your profits with a brand new product. Now, if you want to learn how to sell metal art that sells, make sure you watch this video next. Stay awesome.